Most people style baggy jeans wrong because of the shape of the shoes that they're wearing, the proportions that they're choosing when it comes to the top half, and the fact that they're buying the wrong baggy jeans to suit their body type. A lot of baggy jeans, you have to size up on the waist, they might be too long so you got to go to the tailors, and all these minor details are vital when it comes to making sure your jeans look the best when styling them. So as I'm talking through step by step, we're going to go through every single detail, from the shoes to accessories, from the belts to the beanies, from the bags to the jackets. So let's get started, boys. We're starting with a blank canvas, boys. I got my vest and my slides on, but I'm also wearing the baggies in the frost colourway. I'm wearing a 34 waist with a 32 leg, standing at 6 foot tall. But let's talk about some chunky, bulky sneakers, because in my opinion, these are the type of shoes that look best with a pair of baggy jeans. A classic silhouette to match with a pair of baggy jeans are the Nike Air Force Ones. Everybody's had a pair of these in their life, and to be honest, you just can't beat it. Very inspired by late 90s rap music, the Air Force Ones go perfectly with a pair of baggy jeans. Another option being the Air Max 95s. Now this is my favourite sneaker silhouette to wear with a pair of baggy jeans, and obviously I've had to pick out the Levi's, seeing as though they're made with denim. Now these are chunky, bulky, and the baggies are definitely sitting on the crep perfectly when it comes to 110s. I did say that chunky silhouettes are the best to go with baggy jeans, but there is a fine line when it comes to slimmer silhouettes as well. For example, a pair of Prada cups can look pretty beautiful with a pair of baggy jeans, but you gotta make sure the jeans fit you right and they're sitting right to make sure they look good. And then another example of a slimmer silhouette are a pair of Air Max 1s, a timeless classic from Nike, the first ever Air Max to release. Yet again, these can look really good with a pair of baggy jeans, but you gotta make sure that they're fitting you right so you can actually see the shoe and not just your toes. For the purpose of this styling video, I'm pulling out the Air Max 95s because I'm most comfortable with these and I know they're gonna look good with my outfit. To make sure your jeans are fitting right, you do not want too much stacking at the bottom of your jeans. You want them to sit on the crep perfectly. You want to be able to see pretty much 99% of your shoe. Even the majority of your laces should be on show when you've got the right pair of baggy jeans. And that's why we came out with our own pair, because when it comes to a lot of baggy jeans, you can only see your toes, whereas because I'm a sneakerhead, I like to see all of my shoe. And that's why the hem is sitting perfectly on the crep. For me, this is a perfect example of a shoe looking good with a pair of baggy jeans. And now I'm going to show you a bad example. Now we've got 99% of the bottom half sorted, let's talk about belts and accessories. These are vital parts of building a streetwear outfit, and they're going to make you feel extra confident when you're stepping out the crew. As you can see, I've got a fair few different belts. Black, brown, cream and green. But one of my favourites I've been wearing recently is the Stussy 8-ball belt. Now a belt isn't that deep, but if you want to make your outfit look the best it possibly can, I do recommend picking a belt that's going to contrast with your jeans and make the fit more complete. Another belt I've been wearing a lot recently is this by Dex A-Space belt. It's full black with pony hair, it's got gems and studs throughout, and when you see a little glimmer at the bottom of your hoodie or t-shirt, it's a nice touch in an outfit. We're going to go with the Stussy belt for this fit though, boys, because I think it goes nicely with the Levi's and the frosts that I'm wearing now. Good thing is as well, boys, we don't have to worry about threading it through no belt patch, and our belt patch can still be seen at the bottom of the belt. Another little touch that you can add to your jeans is a wallet chain. Now I don't wear this every day, I very rarely pull it out, but if you're after that little bit of bling, this is the perfect thing to add to your jeans, just to make sure everybody notices that you're wearing baggies. Now, is it better there or like there? Like I say, I don't wear this every day, but for today's purpose, I'm going to keep it on. One thing I will say though is avoid over-accessorising. Now for some people, the cream belt and the wallet chain might be a bit much, but this comes down to personal preference. If you add in 2 or 3 different chains and maybe even wearing 2 belts like I've seen online, then you might be doing too much. Remember, baggy jeans are doing all the talking for you. That's the bottom half complete now, so let's get into some t-shirts, boys. I'm going to start off with a short sleeve. For this video, I'll pick out a white one just because it's all about proportions and my white short sleeves are the best for proportions. Actually, I lied. We're going for this Henneton tee because it's boxy, it's cropped, and the blue graphic on the front goes quite nice with the Levi's on the bottom. And that leads me on to another thing, boys. Proportions are vital. Baggy jeans are good, but if you're wearing a baggy t-shirt, a baggy hoodie and a baggy jacket with it as well, then you're just going to look like you've been shopping at a charity shop, or it looks like your older brother has passed you down some clothes. So proportions on the top half are vital when it comes to styling a pair of baggy jeans. Some people go to town when it comes to these cropped and boxy tees, but for me, I like it to sit just below the belt line. It's not too long, it's not too short, it's just right, it fits me nice. And this is how I wear a t-shirt. I think any longer than this, you're going to look a bit drowned out. Any shorter than this, I don't really have the words to describe it, but you know where I'm coming from. But it's not just short sleeves that you can wear, boys. You can also get away with a nice long sleeve with a pair of baggies. But again, remember proportions. One of my favourites recently with these blue jeans has been the Baggies Camo Waffle. Now this, it's not tight fitting, but it's not loose fitting, it just hugs you right. Again, as you can see, the waffle finishes at the exact same point as my other t-shirt, because I get a lot of things tailored. Now this wasn't tailored, but the Hennington tee was tailored. If a t-shirt is too big for you, but you like it, don't be scared to go get it tailored, boys, because it will make the tee 10 times better and you'll wear it more often. It took me a long time to figure that out, but once I did, I do it every single time, because a lot of t-shirts are a bit too long. I understand camo isn't for everyone, even though it's going to make a comeback in 2026, so you could even go out with a plain simple waffle, like again this Baggy's green one. So I'm going to throw this on and I'll show you another way how to style a tee as well. If I'm being totally honest with you, I actually prefer the plain green waffle with this fit right now. The Levi's are quite loud, they do a lot of the talking, so to mix it up with the camo as well is a bit much. But if it's cold where you are and you want to add a little bit of something else, you could even throw a t-shirt on over the top of the waffle. If you're looking for a super simple step-by-step guide on how to wear a pair of baggy jeans, then the Baggies Assembly tee is going to be your best friend. And I can even throw this over the top of my waffle, it'll still look pretty sick. I don't tend to usually double up like this because I would get a bit too warm, but if you're a skater, if you're stepping out the crib in just a t-shirt, this might be the look for you, boys. But let's move on to hoodies and jackets, because the t-shirt's important, but the next layer arguably is more important. We're just sticking with the waffle, boys. We're keeping it clean, simple, because at the end of the day, this is a step-by-step guide for beginners. Hoodies and zip-ups can make or break an outfit, so let me show you some options that I'm going to be wearing in 2026. Now, one thing I will say about hoodies is colours, boys. You don't want to be going too outrageously away from the colour palette that you're already wearing. You want to make sure that all your colours are looking good together. So when I'm building a fit like this, I'd probably tend to go for a grey hoodie. It's simple, it tightens it all in nicely, and you just can't beat a grey hoodie, boys. They are essential. And I think for this one, I'll show you a zip up first. The Nike Stussy zip up. Again, this is cropped, this is boxy, and it's a pretty essential piece in my wardrobe. It looks good unzipped, and it looks pretty good zipped up as well, especially when it's cold and you want to be zipped up. The hood on this is massive, and I like to keep the top half simple because, again, the Levi's are talking for themselves. The jeans are nice and baggy, and the proportions of this zip up when it comes to wearing baggy jeans is pretty perfect, mate. Sometimes when you wear a colour that contrasts harshly with a pair of jeans, it can still look good. Exactly like this Maharishi Tibetan sweat. We've got the dark navy blue embroidery throughout, which matches nicely with the denim and the Levi's. And it's another option, instead of wearing a zip up, you can just wear a hoodie. Don't be scared to mix and match different colours. Not all of them will go. Just make sure you got a mirror so you can check yourself out before you leave the crib, because there's been times where I've had wardrobe malfunctions and I've stepped out the crib looking a little bit too much like a rainbow. I wouldn't tend to go for another blue piece of clothing just because blue might be a little bit too much. However, if you're feeling blue, then that sort of look might be the one for you, boys. We've got the zip ups, we've got the hoodies, but a sweatshirt can always come in clutch as well. I wouldn't necessarily wear blue with blue shoes and blue jeans, and I necessarily wouldn't wear green with a green waffle. However, these styled on their own with these blue jeans would look good. I just have to swap out some crepes, swap out my tee. But don't forget about sweatshirts as well when building fits. I feel like not many people wear sweats anymore compared to hoodies and zip ups, but these are vital pieces in your wardrobe, boys. But for this fit, we're keeping it simple with the grey zip up. I just want to show you as many options as possible that you can build around this specific fit, because a pair of blue jeans and a grey hoodie, your options are unlimited, boys. Now we're on to the final layer, jackets and gilets. Now this can vary depending on what season you're dressing in, but it basically follows the same routine. So let me show you all the options that I'll be choosing. For the technical options, you can go Arc'teryx, you can go 66 North. I've purposely pulled out these two because one's black and one's grey. Both are going to go nicely with the fit, but if I had to choose one for this outfit, I'd probably go with the black because I don't want my two greys to clash, especially when I got the grey zip up on. So let me show you what this looks like. We all know Arc'teryx weren't built for streetwear outfits, but with the cinchable waist and all the toggles, you can make it look pretty good with a pair of baggy jeans. I used to really struggle wearing black with blue jeans. I don't know what it was. I think I had a mental block that they just contrasted too hard. But in recent times, I feel like a black jacket with a colourful bottom half just neatens it up, looks pretty clean, and the Arc'teryx is the perfect option for that. And that's what I'd wear in England when it's raining, which is 99% of the time. But if we wanted to move into more of a warmer jacket, let's say it's -3 outside, you want to go in a puffer jacket, I have a good selection of puffer jackets. Yeah, they're mainly the same colour, however, let me show you what they look like. A jacket I've been wearing a lot recently is the Stone Island Seamless Tunnel Down jacket. Now this comes in a mushroom colour, and I feel like it's going to go perfectly with the grey and the green underneath. not to mention the blue jeans as well. The reason why this jacket looks so good with this type of fit is because it looks good unzipped where you can see all your layers, but it also looks pretty good zipped up as well. But when it comes to puffer jackets, a lot of them can be a bit too big, a bit too puffer jackety, you know what I'm saying? But this Stone Island one is just the perfect fit. It's nice, cropped and boxy, it fits me perfectly, I can layer underneath it, and it looks good with a pair of blue jeans, especially in this colour. You need to be able to make sure that you're buying items that can be worn with the majority of your wardrobe. As you can see from my wardrobe, I have a very particular colour scheme going on. I've got a lot of greens, a lot of blacks, but whenever I'm buying items I try to think of what I'm going to be wearing it with, how I can style it, so then I'm not ended up with a wardrobe full of loads of different items that are cool on their own, but when the building fits, they just don't look right. So once you find your style, once you find your colour that you like, I do recommend sticking to it unless you've got unlimited funds or a big enough bedroom to make sure you can fit all your endless garms in there. But for me, I stick to a very certain colour palette because it makes my life easier when styling baggy jeans. But a puffer jacket isn't the end all and be all, boys. You might want to pull out a gilet. One that I've been wearing a lot recently, again, is a baggy gilet. It's a frosty morning out, but you're on a bit of a walk, the puffer coat might make you a bit sweaty, so the gilet comes in clutch 9 times out of 10 for me. I don't know if it's just me, boys, but whenever I wear a jacket with a collar on it, I hate to put a hood underneath. So we designed this gilet to perfectly have a neckline like so when you throw your hood up or down, it doesn't cause any problems, and that's why it's the perfect layering piece. The black looks good with the grey and the blue, but if you want to switch it up a bit, you can even go with the green or brown. We've spoke about tech jackets, gilets and puffer jackets, but one of my favourite types of jackets is just a cotton canvas one, boys. And I've got 2 CP ones right here in the black and the green. As we already know, the black jackets look good, but the green would also look pretty good if I swapped my waffle out underneath. But I think I'm going to go for the black today, boys. The reason why I love these cotton canvas jackets so much is because the material blends in nicely with the denim material. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like some materials don't mix and match with each other. So the cotton canvas jackets, especially with the grey mid layer and the green waffle, just finishes the fit nicely. But when I say finishes, I don't mean fully finishes, because we've still got some accessories to show you through. One of my favourite accessories to wear has to be a side bag. Now, if you're out and about all day, you're getting on the tube, you're getting on the bus, you're on public transport, 9 times out of 10, you're going to need a little side bag. And for this outfit, I'd probably go with a green or a black one. The Prada Sport is a pretty nice touch and definitely good if you're carrying a laptop. The Maharishi one's good if you've got your phone, your wallet, your keys and all that sort of shit. But today I'm going to go with this Stussy canvas bag because the silver details match the silver details on my hoodie and my jacket, and the green, well, that just ties in nicely with my green waffle. So we're complementing each other. All the pieces of clothing, they're just complementing each other. And that's how you got to think when building a fit. Does that jacket complement that pair of jeans? Does that shoe complement that jacket? Everything's got to go nicely. It can't just be, right, them two go, but the rest of it doesn't. You just got to make sure there's continuity. You just got to make sure that there's continuity in your entire outfit, boys. And that's why I picked out this bag. Last but not least, we can always throw in a little hat, beanie, you name it. So let me show you a few options that I'm wearing this year. The first option is this Stussy beanie in the cream colourway because 1, it ties in nicely with the rest of my fit, and 2, it matches the belt quite nice. But another option could be a cap. The Gucci, boys. It's a bit much. Look, I'm not really a cap guy, you gotta go speak to Sam about that, but if I was gonna wear a cap, I'd probably pull out a black ACG cap just to match with the jacket. If you're a cap guy, I'm sure you boys can sort this out, but for me, because of the weather right now, I'd probably stick with the Stussy beanie. I'm wrapped up, I'm toasty, and it just matches the fit perfectly, boys. So this is how I'd style a pair of baggy jeans on a day like today. I've gone pretty simple with it, and if you're confident enough you could take it to another level, but there's some common mistakes that people make when it comes to styling baggy jeans. 1, they don't buy the true size, and I get it. A lot of people have to buy jeans that are way too big for them to get the perfect fit, but please don't fall into that trap. I've been there, I've done it, and it's an absolute nightmare, boys. Another mistake is when people wear super slim silhouettes. For me, you don't want your jeans scraping across the floor when you're walking through town. You want them to be sitting on the crepe perfectly. Now I get some people like that sort of look, but over here at Baggies, we want it to sit on the crepe perfectly. Another mistake is when people go baggy on every single piece of the outfit. Yeah, we want baggy jeans, but we don't want baggy tees, hoodies, and baggy jackets, because then you're just looking like you don't know how to buy your own size. You want to make sure your proportions are fully correct. And lastly, try to accessorize, but don't overdo it. Sometimes when you accessorize too much, it looks like you're trying a bit too hard. It looks like you don't really know what you're doing and you're just throwing on everything that you own. I hope this has been a help. I hope this is how you're going to style your baggy jeans. I picked out a super simple fit today just to give you an idea on how I'd style baggy jeans. So let me know in the comments down below how you'd style baggy jeans. What shoes are you picking? What tees, jackets and gilets are you picking? I want to know the lot because I'm always window shopping, you know what I'm saying, boys? Don't forget to like and subscribe, show some support to the boys at Baggies TV. And if this video's caught your attention enough, go check out our website, baggies.uk, to pick up yourself a pair of brand new baggies that are guaranteed to sit on the crepe perfectly. And we'll catch you in the next one, boys.